never sees the sun. Where are the lost, are the heroes, and the thieves are...
Here we are, back on some Spaceflight simulator. My past phone broke, so this is a new canvas. I've already built a space station, but let me show you my docking vehicle. This takes me to the station. We'll come back when something exciting happens. Wait. Yeah, we'll come back when something exciting happens. It takes so long to get to space. Finally. That's the Carmen line. Oh no, don't point down. Down is bad. Down is very bad. There you go, that's better. We pop off the back ones. We pop off the front ones. We can go ahead and pop off the fairing. I'll come back when we are either staging or in orbit. Finally, we are staging and kicking up that big stage, which will finally bring us into our desired, well, I hope desired orbit. And we will start heading to the space station. Let's see. Okay, you reach low Earth orbit. Quickly scooch to get all the debris to destroy itself upon impact. So now we will set as target closest approach. That's what I need. There you go. Shorten down. We went a little bit past, and now we're going to meet there, and it's going to switch to somewhere else. It's not as bad. I'll just keep going around till it gets back to a better spot. Not as good. That's better. And about right there. Turn on some RCS. And bring the line all the way around. I use RCS for this, just to make sure it's as exact as possible. Okay. And now we will orbit to the opposite point, which is about right here. Remember, this is the cool thing. So this is our closest approach point. And if I do what I just did and bring one side so that it's touching, then I do this. Watch what the approach point does. Ooh, please don't go off. Nominal. It starts coming around this way, and suddenly it's up here. Ooh. So our closest approach is right there, and to make it just a little bit more exact, now you see that tiny small line right there? That's our closest approach point, which I think that's like 58 meters, I think I saw. And that's on the next go around. So now we go. And about right here, we start slowing down just so that I don't crash. So let's look at this. Slowly come together. Hopefully slowly. It has happened before that I forgot to slow down the time warp maybe just a little bit and ended up ramming into my space station. Let's see, where's that point? This part is always so tense. It might not be for you, but it is for me. Hey, let's see. Ooh. Ooh, out of the way. What was it? Oh, that's my computer. So, something that we can real quickly do is boost away from it to slow down its velocity. Oh, if this... Miss me, miss me, miss me. Ooh, barely. Let's see. Quickly transfer some fuel, just refill it. And then we release that, clear that debris. Let's see. We're not too far away yet. We can still make it. So it's going away pretty fast. So this time we're going to boost at it instead of using the RCS. Until it starts moving towards us or standing still. I prefer standing still because if it's moving towards us, it's barreling towards us. So instead of docking with it with the full ship, I'm using this more as a refueling unit. You can dock with the entire ship like a lifeboat for taking up crews and stuff like that. Or pretend crews, since this isn't like astronaut simulator, it's spaceflight simulator. So I use this to take up pretend crews and pretend cargo. My cargo storing bay. Now, of course, this is all based on like the Dragon spacecraft version 2, but without the solar panels because it gets crowded. I do have a version with solar panels on them, but they make it so that you can't disconnect this little RCS stage. So let's bring this in to right here. So the three lone docking ports, those are for docking lifeboats with, the terminology lifeboat is used for the Soyuz, the Russian rocket that they used to take people up to the space station. They dock with the space station, they have their crew get off, and then that ship stays as a lifeboat to keep them safe if they need to get off the space station. Maybe the space station starts falling from atmospheric drag, or there's an emergency and all the air is leaking out. They all get to the lifeboat, which is the ship that took them up, and then it takes them down. So that's what I mean by lifeboat. And the current problem that they're experiencing is there was a Soyuz that failed. The astronauts landed safely away from the destruction of the falling, well, basically it's a missile by that point when it's just falling. They undocked and entered safely. Not from the space station, but they undocked from the rest of the rocket after it failed. So, the life expectancy of a lifeboat is 200 days. It can stay for 200 days, which is the longest that most people visit. So, the problem is, somewhere in December, the well, this is December 2018. It's currently November 2018. In December, their lifeboat is reaching its life expectancy. So either they have to come down with the lifeboat or they have to stay on there. And NASA will not allow them to just stay on there, because that is dangerous. So many things could go wrong. So they are instead, they will either bring them down, or worst comes to worst, they'll just leave a lifeboat past its life expectancy, because the space station hasn't been without passengers in many, many, many years. There's always been somebody on it. So it'll be a pretty big thing if they make them come down. So worst comes to worst, they bring them down, but most likely they'll just send up another lifeboat and make it autonomously dock, so that instead of there being people in it docking it, they'll send up a Soyuz without people in it, and it'll dock like a robot, like the Dragon capsule for SpaceX does. So there we are, attached to the space station. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, oh well. Why did you watch it then? But if you enjoyed it, feel free to subscribe, leave a like if you really want to, comment if you really want to, and yeah, thank you for watching. See you in the next video.